Have you ever researched new software? It doesn't matter what you need. You can probably name at least five different softwares that do the exact same thing. And then you reach out and ask somebody for their opinion or put a post on Facebook, and you end up with about 10 times more software than you ever even thought of. And half of them you didn't even know. And you've just made this search that much more complicated. Yep, we've all been there. And I recently helped a client through this process. Let's call her Julie. And she has a painting business, and they were trying to figure out what to do with their current software that they were using for a CRM, which is a customer relationship management tool they can use for lead management, client management, scheduling appointments, all sorts of things. She had been researching platforms because her current software was expensive. She wasn't using all its features, and there were other features she wanted that it didn't have. I mean, once you find something and start using it, then it's almost like you physically move into a new place. You make the financial commitment, you sign the lease or mortgage, then you start to move in all your stuff, the furniture, the bags, the boxes. Even your mom starts bringing over the stuff you left at her house, right? Then it takes weeks or months to get everything in the right place. The software that runs your business is the same. You make the financial commitment, go all in, buy the year subscription to save money, make sure you stay committed. Then you start to move in all your stuff, the email templates, the contacts, the files, setting everything up, learning how to use it. And it usually takes weeks or months until you get it running like clockwork. So when someone mentions a great software that they use for their business, you start to wonder if maybe you made the right choice. Maybe I need that software. You have to take a step back and realize that if you switch software, then you have to pack all your stuff up and move somewhere else. And that is just a giant pain. So before you sign the paperwork and move in, you really want to make sure that it's the right software for your business. And that's the process she had been going through. She had reached out to me a few times, asking questions about different software, asking if FG could work for her service-based business. And that's the process that I want to share with you today. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Kim Roth. I am a mom of three grown humans and two furry children. I worked full time in the IT department in a local manufacturing company when my human children were growing up. And now I work from home and stay with my furry children all day. So when I worked full time, I was the company's go-to person when they wanted to make their job easier. So say they were running like five different reports, compiling them into one report, and it was taking them all morning to do this. And they just wanted to click the easy button and be done because they had a lot of other responsibilities in their job. And this was a boring task that they had to do like every Monday or whatever. So all they wanted to do was click the easy button, but we all know that there's some work that needs done before you can click that easy button. And that was me. I was always the master behind the easy button. Now it's the same thing that I consistently do when I work with clients. I look at what result they want to achieve. I look at what they are doing now and what they think they need for the future. That way I can provide them with the best solution, which is exactly what I did for Julie. So the very first thing we discussed was why she was ready to switch software. I've chatted with potential clients in the past, and they've asked me to help them create a funnel for them in FG. And I actually told them to stay in their current software. Just because somebody told you to use FG as a funnel builder isn't a valid reason. And after chatting with this particular client in the past, she had the team and the infrastructure in place to create what she needed without having to invest in another software, at least not yet. And that was not the case with Julie. Like I said, what she was currently using was expensive, didn't have everything she needed, like an appointment scheduler, and she had plans to create a freebie funnel to grow her list. Then we discussed what she was doing in her current software and how that would look in FG funnels. We sat and talked through each piece to determine if she used it, if it worked the way she needed it to, and if she needed to change it. Because if you're going through the pain of moving, you might as well Marie Kondo your processes, right? So the main thing we did here was cleaned up email templates and decided if they could be made a little bit more generic so that we could incorporate them into an email automation. That way we could drop potential clients into a flow so everyone would get the same welcome emails and follow-up emails without a person on her staff having to remember to send those emails out. If that email needed to be more specific, we created it as a message template so she could grab it and tweak it for individual clients. Or we saved it as a broadcast message to be sent out at certain times of the year, like a holiday email or a bad weather notification, like for a hurricane or a blizzard. The last thing we discussed was, what else are you thinking about doing in your business? What feature do you wish your current system had because you really would like to implement it in your business? Where are the bottlenecks in your business? What are the tasks that aren't getting done quickly or consistently? It never means that we're going to tackle it all in this project, but if we have those ideas in mind, then we can establish a strong base that will help support those ideas in the future. A lot of times, this is also where the low hanging fruit comes out, and we can implement some big time savers for the business without a lot of work. In Julie's case, when a new customer schedules that initial appointment, she has to drive to that location to see what's needed. She's had trouble in the past where she was late for an appointment because she didn't give herself enough time, or she forgot to set a reminder on her phone. So I suggested, what if we just sent you a text message an hour or two before the appointment? That way you always had that reminder. Would that help? And she's like, yes, that would help. And it's such a little thing with a big result. She knows she'll get the reminder in plenty of time, so she doesn't have to manually set an alarm for her phone. Her staff doesn't have to remind her, and it didn't require any extra work by anybody because we just added a step in the automated appointment reminder sequence. So that's it. When you're looking for a new software, you need to ask yourself some key questions. What result am I looking to achieve with this new software? Make sure you're not looking just because somebody else told you to, and that you really do need something different. What are you currently doing now that needs moved? And what could be left behind? Or what else could you add now that would make your life easier? Or what are you thinking about in the future? Because all of those pieces can help you decide how to build your foundation. Thank you for joining me. Please be sure to click the link that comes with this video and get on my email list. Even if you don't want one more download or one more freebie, you can always hit reply to any email that I ever send you and ask me anything.